It so happened that I had to rent an apartment. Especially Long did not look for a long time due to his financial situation. I chose a nice one-room apartment. No pretensions and clean. Not far from the subway, the furniture is not old. And the price is within reason. Not expensive, but not cheap either. The landlady lives across the courtyard and, if anything, will be able to look after the apartment. She's not old and she doesn't look like a hysterical scandalizer. All in all, things didn't look so bad. I moved into an apartment and the next day found that the faucets were leaking. Both in the kitchen and in the bathroom. This is not the first time I have encountered this problem. I changed the gaskets on the faucets, it seemed to help. A week later the kettle leaked. The old teafel had a crack in the bottom. Good thing there wasn't much water. But it got on the linoleum floor. I was afraid it would swell, but it seemed to be all right. It's been about a month. During that time I worked all day. I only came home to eat, shower and go to bed. In the morning I would wake up, drink coffee and go to work. On my day off, I decided to have a beer. When I fell asleep, I thoughtfully put a 1.5-liter bottle of mineral water next to my bed. I remember well how I put it down without even opening it. In the morning, I searched the floor with my hand, but I couldn't find the bottle. It was lying in the corner, empty. I was surprised, but then I laughed at myself. I drank 1.5 liters of water overnight and didn't even notice. I didn't remember how I drank it, but that's what happens sometimes when you do something after drinking alcohol, in a half-asleep state, and you don't remember. A week later, the apartment flooded. At night I was sitting at the computer and heard water running in the bathroom. I went into the bathroom and there were trickles of water running down the wall. My bathtub is directly across from the entrance to the bathroom. There is a sink with a mirror on the left and an old washing machine on the right. So, there was no water there, but along the wall opposite the door, it was flowing directly into the tub. Of course, I got angry, ran upstairs and only on the stairs did I remember that I was on the top floor. I thought something had burst on the roof. As I ran, it went away. Amazingly, the paint hadn't even peeled off. In the morning I lay in bed, half asleep, and heard someone walking around the kitchen. The dishes clinked a couple of times. I thought it was the landlady. There was no one else to think of, she was the only one with keys. I got up, pulled on my pants and went into the kitchen. I went in there, but there was no one there. That's when it got scary. I stood in the middle of the kitchen and felt goosebumps run down my back. I stood like that for a while, but then I calmed down. I thought it was just a dream. That evening I was drinking with a friend at his apartment. I came home in the morning, and an hour later my landlady came in and slyly asked me who the girl was who had come to see me yesterday. I look at her and wonder. What makes her think there was a girl who came yesterday? And she says that in the evening she looked out the window and saw that the light was on in the room, and the silhouette of a girl could be seen in the window. I got creeped out. I told her that actually I wasn't home last night, I just got home. She smirked. She said she didn't care, she understood. She left and I felt really bad. I thought maybe the landlady was just trying to scare me. I slept badly during the night, every rustle waking me up. When I woke up in the morning, I went to the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth. I was very sleepy, my eyes hardly opened. I have a mirror hanging right above my sink, so when I brush my teeth, I always look at my reflection. And then I noticed that the bathroom curtain is moving, I turn around, look. I remember that the window is open, and I feel a draft across the floor. It makes me feel better. I lean over to the faucet, take a mouthful of water, straighten up, and look in the mirror. And I see. A hand emerged from the tub and sank to its edge. It was green-blue, long and terribly thin. I swallowed all the water at once and stood there, unable to move. And out of the bathtub came a second hand of the same kind. And I see these arms tense up, and between them appeared a head, half sticking out and looking at me. It was a girl, hair long, wet, hanging down in strands, face green in color. I turned my head, but there was nothing in the tub. I looked in the mirror again. And this girl, who looked like some kind of shimmering slime, kept climbing out of the tub and looking at me. It was like I woke up and ran out of the apartment so fast I must have broken all speed records. I didn't take my stuff, nothing. Then I asked my friend to get them, but I was standing in the hallway and couldn't go in. My friend said he didn't see anything, but asked why I flooded all the couches and broke the bathroom mirror. A couple weeks later, I met the landlady. She started asking me why I had left the apartment so quickly. Asked if I'd seen anything. I simply replied that I was uncomfortable living there. The landlady sighed and said that 3 people had already moved out of the apartment. And before them, there was a student who once slit her wrists in the bathroom and lay there for a week until she was found. They had to do a major renovation of the bathroom.